Alright guys, so they decided to bump up the release schedule and release another extreme banner rather than a standard banner. So they actually released something that they should have done a long time ago. We now have the Memorial Statue New Gundam. So wow, yeah. I mean honestly, I love this unit. This is probably one of the unit that I like really wanted to get like way back 2 years ago when JP had this. I was like, all right, I gotta go for it because of the long range funnel, and I did the summoning for this one, so that's why I'm not really gonna be summoning this time around because I honestly feel like this unit definitely has past its prime time. It honestly has been. If they released this unit, let's say 5 months ago, I think this would be a very top pick because of what it does. But now that they have already released the Sasabi FF, and then we have so many other, comparable candidate, I feel like this one overall has fallen off. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick, summon, just one single summon to see what we get because that's what I did for Crossbone X1 as well when we did have it. My problem with this unit is not the fact that it came out late, but the fact that what it does. This is a sniper unit, and if you talk about on release schedule, we shouldn't have S Gundam as a launch, right? So S Gundam being one of the launching unit means it was already gonna invalidate this unit. Oh snap, we got oh brother. So it was already gonna invalidate New Gundam because it was already doing better things. Okay, hold up. Okay, we got Nightingale. Okay, I mean sure. I mean, why not? I don't. Yeah, I at least got something right, but I'm not gonna proceed any further. But yeah, when we take a look at the overall kit, it definitely sheds some light of what Escanum kinda does in a sense. But what this one does not do is not really gonna give you that peak damage because this one at its core is a healer, right? I would say if you are someone that feels like you need a healer at your disposal because you just want one, be my guest and go for it because after this one, we still have Victory 2 that is yet to release, and that one is a blue generic as well, and that is a healer. The other one that we might be getting soon, or maybe next month, is gonna be the what is it? The Engage Zero Awakening, and that one is a red generic as well, and that one is a healer. So if you do really need a healer, and that is a sniper, be my guest and go for that one. But other than that, if you are fine with what you guys have, if you guys don't need healing, if you guys are good on that, I would say skip on this unit. Maybe you can say, well, this unit probably would be good for arena because it heals our allies and all that stuff. But that's the thing. This one performs and acts just like Sasabi FF, where charging an EX skill gauge is gonna take a hot minute. So you have to be sure that you can survive the duration before you can pop the EX skill. Like this one, I have it in JP max out, Transcendent skill 5, not max out in terms of the protection unleash, but I do have the Transcendent skill max out. It was taking a hot minute, even having the 50% EX skill restore. So if you're trying to use this in arena, I probably say the battle itself is too intense. It's way too short. Where this unit is just not going to perform as well. It's literally going to perform, like the Sasabi that we already got. So yeah. So let's kind of go over the overall kits. EX skill, or sorry, the skill 1. Skill 1 is simply just increasing accuracy, so obviously it's good. So you just always want to make sure you land those hits. And then a skill 2, you unlock the long range inferno, and then when HP is 100% is remaining, you get an increase by 58%. So that's pretty solid. But the other portion, what we would have seen before, is actually another big lump of a beam attack damage increase, but this one is actually increasing accuracy. So you are actually losing a pretty hefty portion of its damage capability. So it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure if I'm really up for that. So that's the problem, right? And then on EXQ to one enemy target with the lowest HP, 644. So that's kind of good because it's always going to be targeting the lowest enemy HP. So obviously that could be good in arena per se, but then to to the contrary, is not too good in there. if I want to say that myself, right? With the Transcendent skill, we have increased accuracy up to 25%, beam damage, EXQ restore, so pretty generic stuff. And then whenever EXQ is activated for 10 or for 8 seconds, guarantee bullseye status. So that means you are guaranteed to hit. So that is good. But then again, proctoring EXQ is probably going to be the hardest thing you can do for this unit, so that's why I'm just like, I don't know. A lot of things revolves, like, for this unit, there are a lot of things that involves you pop EXQ to really take advantage of, especially the healing, and then especially the bullseye, but this unit is actually just not that great technicality wise, so I'm just like, man, had they released this unit 5 months ago, 4 months ago, or sometime somewhere around that nature, like I would guarantee you that this unit would be good, and then it would gradually fall out and all that stuff. So in terms of the main weapon, we have so the main weapon for this one is actually the same thing as Sasabi, and then the same thing as your Suzuki, the same thing as I believe is the Zaku one with bacon as well. So it's going to, when the battle starts, it's gonna do like a really just a lump of beam attack on the enemy. It's gonna do that for like a while, and your unit will be kind of stationary. It's not really gonna be moving. And then after that, what's cool about this one immediately transitioned into the weapon 3, and it's also at 4 range as well. So this unit is fairly decent when it's trying to keep itself at a longer distance, because both of them are going to be far. So in that regards, this is actually pretty good. And I would say the weapon set for this one actually performs way better than the Sasabi FF because of the weapon rotation. It simply just go from 1 to 3, 1 to 3, and 1 to 3. Unlike Sasabi, where it goes from the ranged weapon to melee weapon, and then go back to the main weapon, or the ranged weapon, then go back and forth. So I like the weapon layout for this one a lot more better, but you know, the weapon layout does not really determine how good your unit is. It's the overall base kit, where the base kit itself is kind of like, oh brother, it's not that good. All right, it's getting pretty bad. So yeah. And if people are comparing this one to, let's say, S Gundam is definitely a pure DPS unit, while this one is a lot of mixed bags. So you got healing, you got some damage capability. So at the end of the day, you really have to decide what you need. If you really want a healer, that is a new Gundam, then fine, go for it. But if that's not the case, I'm just gonna tell you, just skip it. I know this one is like a special new Gundam. We got that, you know, new long range funnel. It's flashy and all that, but it's not worth risking a stone. It's definitely not worth it. So that's why I'm just gonna tell you guys, skip it, move on. I will definitely do a showcase on this sometime this week on my JP account, just to kind of show you guys where, you know, new Gundam is. And I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, it does not perform, bro. I'm just gonna say that right now. It's pretty bad. It does not perform. I was even using a pilot that's not. I was using a different Amuro that is for a different new Gundam to see what's gonna happen, because the other new Gundam that the other Amuro that I'm using actually has the stackable range sense. So I was like, it surely should do better, but no, we didn't. But I definitely say this armor does have its purpose. Right off the bat, from the skill 1, you are getting up to a 92% range sense. So that's actually pretty good, actually pretty darn good, because you don't really need to do anything. You just need to fulfill the blue and sniper, and you're good to go. And honestly, I probably now look at it, prefer this one better than the other one that I'm looking at, because you don't have the stack. You immediately get it off from the get-go, so it's actually pretty nice. And skill 2 is honestly more for utility base. You have for Gundam type increased accuracy, and then a second new Xeon War, you have increased evasion. So that was like, okay, that is something new. And then we have further increased accuracy, and increased accuracy. So making sure that you are always gonna hit. So that was like, now take a look at everything. It definitely leads me to wonder why on earth would we need that much accuracy, because we have the 17 right here, We have the 20 over here, so you have 37. And then if you combine this one, you're up to like a good 62, 62% accuracy. And then if you include this over here, this one's giving you a 12, 24, and then we have another 36 right there. So you're honestly getting up to 100% accuracy. And with that said, do you really need the bullseye? Honestly, I don't think so. So that's why I feel like when they were designing this one, there were just a lot of things that weren't really going its way, and that's why I feel like this one is not that good overall. So with that said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of the review for the new Gundam FF. Honestly, it just released way too late, and I am not going to advise you guys to release them for. And lastly, the date for this one is actually until the 25th. So if you guys do want to wait, maybe next week and the following week to see what we are getting for this week's limited, like the actual September limited banner, be my guest and do that. And then if it's anything that may be worth it for the client battle, then at that point probably summon for it. But other than that, this is going to be a skip.